Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, and today I have a comparison of these 6 beauties, and I'm doing some of these comparison videos because I believe that I have now got quite a lot of the Makeup Revolution items, and this is definitely a collector's thing, getting all of the chocolate bar palettes. I don't believe you need all of them, and I wanted to show you some of them and talk about the reasons why, and then talk about my favourites as well, and give you an idea of if you were going to maybe pick 3 out of the 6, or maybe even 2 or 1. So I'd start with those. So the first one I want to show you is the original chocolate I Heart Chocolate Bar palette, and this is the dupe for the original chocolate bar palette by Too Faced. You can see I've used it quite a lot. There's some really interesting colours in here, but it's a very neutral palette. You've got some beautiful shimmery golds down here. You've got a lovely burgundy, which I just love. This one down here is like a burgundy red. It's just stunning, almost like a purple. Aubergine, I would call it, definitely. I'll just show you that on the hand. Look how beautiful that is. And I believe it's a similar colour in the chocolate bar palette. You have, and there's also this one as well, which I believe is quite a favourite, which is like a violet colour. Let's see if I can get that. Oh, it's quite chalky, this one. Yeah, there's stunning colours in here, and I think that this is a beautiful starter. If you were looking for a neutral palette to use, oh, goodness me, I've just got it all over me. My fingernail went in. There is 1, 2, 3, 4 mattes, 5 mattes, sorry, and yeah, it's just stunning. It is a stunning palette, and I think that there is some really versatile looks that you can get out of this. It is missing a couple of things for me. I think it's really missing a very light sort of gold. I think we've got a few shimmers down in this corner here, and that's absolutely fine. Sorry, down here and then over here. But there's something missing for me. It's like a lighter colour, and that pink just does not do it for me at all. I'll just show you that on my finger. It's just a nothing colour, really. Not compared to these dark ones that are on my hand, which are stunning. So it is beautiful. And I bought it at the same time as the dark chocolate because I thought they both looked incredible. But I think maybe the dark chocolate, and actually I'm saying that the dark chocolate one, the Death by Chocolate dark chocolate, the Death by Chocolate one I do seem to use quite a lot. So this one I would say has very warm tones in it. It's beautiful. I know a lot of people get a lot of use out of this one. So let's go on to the dark chocolate palette, and we'll do a bit of a comparison. This in comparison is probably cooler toned. It's got some greys, it's got a couple of purples. I think that that's why I was really drawn to it when I started using it. And I'm just going to put them together so you can see. The top one is the Death by Chocolate, and the bottom one is the chocolate bar. There's a couple of shades which are very, oh no, they're not similar, it just looked similar on camera. There's a really beautiful ultraviolet colour there, and this colour at the end, it looks more lilac, but it isn't. It's like a cool toned crease colour, which I really like actually. It reminds me of Nuna in the yeah, very much so. Reminds me of Nuna in the Naked palette. I think that's really lovely actually, really cool toned, great crease colour. I used these quite a lot when I had them. I haven't really dipped into them for a while, to be honest. I really do like them though. And I just think the quality of these are still really good. I don't believe these ones smell as chocolate really as much. They used to, I'm sure they did, because I remember thinking when I was putting them on my eyes that they smell of chocolate. Yes, you've got these really cool grey tones. I think that's what makes this a little bit different. Look at those. Yeah, very much so. It's much cooler in this area. And I really like that they did that. I like that they didn't dupe the next chocolate bar palette that came out immediately. Because I think when I show you that, and I've used the next one on my eyes today, there is some similarities for sure. But it is still different. Very different. You know, when you're looking at that, I don't think that it's similar at all. So yeah, I mean, for example, this lovely greeny colour down there is not replicated at all in that top one. And I think they did that on purpose because it means that if you've got one and the other, it's going to be very different. So let's take the Semi-Sweet palette. It's not the next one that I bought, but I am going to take it. It's not Semi-Sweet, it's Salted Caramel. Oh, I like what they did with the name there. Can't open it now. Been using it already. This is the dupe for the Semi-Sweet. And this is what it looks like at the bottom here. And there are some similarities in this. A couple of, I feel like some duplicates. Although, you know, when I look at it, this looks like it's a little bit warmer. There's that pink again. Oh, why they keep insisting on putting a bloody pink in, I don't know. And that pink is even more rubbish than this one on the top, because this one's a matte one and this one is a weird shimmery colour, which just doesn't work. There's a couple of duplicates. I would say, you know, a couple of these dark browns you'll probably get the same look from. And this looks very similar to that one at the top. It isn't. I can tell that it isn't when I look at it. It's not as brown. So I've got an itchy nose now. But there are some similarities for sure. There's this colour here actually that I think looks quite similar. Yeah, I mean, they're very close. That one's a bit cooler. I can't remember where I just took that from. Yeah, down here. This one is from the semi-sweet palette and this is from the chocolate bar. Again, it's very warm. The chocolate bar seems to be the warmer of the two. But these are the ones that are based on the original chocolate bar and semi-sweet. So they are lovely. I don't really reach for them as often because I do, my favourite one of all time, and this is going into the realms of non-dupe, the favourite one that I've used so much, and it's quite honestly battered now, is my Naked Chocolate Bar palette. I have used this so much, and although it doesn't look like there's much of a dent, that one I think I dented it. I think that was I actually dented it, so I'm a bit gutted about that. These are stunning. This is a beautiful rosy toned, ow! It's a cool toned Naked palette, basically. And I feel that if I maybe compared this to the Naked palette, I bet you that the colours are quite similar. I say that, but actually there's a couple of colours I can't see in there that I know were in the Naked 3. But it is stunning. And like things, for example, like this gold is just an amazing highlight in terms of on the eye. It's really good to give you a bright look. Just look at it there. It's stunning. And it could be used as a highlight if you were maybe deeper skin toned. I'm not. There's this, I use so many of these. This one. I go on about these so much. I just love how brightening they are because I like that for an eye look. I do use this one so much. I think it's incredible. And then the other one that I think will become my next staple. So this I would say is a cool toned chocolate bar palette for sure, and just one that I would pick up every day and I would use. However, this has come in. This is the Chocolate Vice. This is the black chocolate palette, and I think that in conjunction these would be the two neutral palettes that you need. That's it. These are the only ones you would need in your collection at all in terms of the neutral palette, 100%. And when it comes to, I don't know if I can do this because I haven't got enough hand space. I'm going to try comparing it to the original chocolate bar palette. There we go. The original chocolate bar has got just such a different layout to it. It's just much more, I wouldn't say it was versatile. I feel like it's very dark. These two have got enough lightness in them that it just makes them more attainable. The thing that this has is just those two different colours, that violet there, violety, dark violet blue, and then the green over here, making it much more of a khaki palette. But there is so much you can do with them, and I absolutely love them. I have only swatched this one, and I will be doing a look with this soon on the channel, definitely, because it is so beautiful. But I have done many looks with this palette on the channel. I think I might have already done 3 on the channel, and I do, if I take any, you know, well, it was this one anyway. If I was going to take any of them away, it was going to be this one. If I wanted to, if I thought, do you know what am I going to take? What's going to be the best? This would be the one, especially because I feel like the mattes are perfect as well, including, I mean, this just, it blows my mind every time. That reddish brown is just stunning. I reckon that's a dupe for Cocoa Bear. I don't have Cocoa Bear, but I bet that's what it looks like in real life. So that is that one. And then finally, the one that sort of doesn't really fit in anywhere is the pink chocolate bar palette. It's the Pink Fizz, and I really thought I wasn't going to like this. I really thought I wasn't going to. This is much more summery. It's much more light there is this beautiful colour here, which I absolutely love. It does remind me of the colour in the chocolate bar palette, although, hold on, is that the right one? Yeah, that is the right one. Looking at it now, they are very different. I thought they were the same, but they're not. Oh yeah, they are extremely different. This is what I thought that one should be like, actually. So it's like they've improved that formula somewhat. This is a great everyday palette as well, but it does lack more dark colours. There is one dark shimmer and there's two dark shimmers and then one dark matte, but I feel like it's missing maybe a crease colour or two. There's just one crease colour there and it's maybe not as dark. I'd probably have to dip into something else. It's not one I can take away on its own for sure, but it is, again, just another stunning palette. And there's something very cool toned about this one again, including, you know, this one that just grabs your eye straight away. I mean, it just blows my mind. And I've used these two in a look before, these two colours from this palette, and it is beautiful. Definitely one that if you were thinking about getting something that wasn't as neutral and wasn't as warm toned, this would be the one that I would go for. So in terms of which one would be the one I take, if I was going to have one out of all the chocolate bar palettes, and the one that I think is the most versatile and the most that I would use, it has to be the Naked Chocolate Bar. And this is the one that I would tell anybody to go and buy. I think if you were a fan of neutral looks, this is the one that I would suggest to anybody. And although the colours look very similar when you're looking at them in the viewfinder, I promise you they are not. There's something very unique about this palette. I have never seen it anywhere else. It's so lovely. It can be warm. It can be cool. It's just, this is everything the Naked 3 should have been. And it's just ideal. If you like rosy tones, if you, like me, have green eyes or hazel eyes, this will work very well. This is the number one out of all the chocolate bar palettes. However, if I was going to pick three, I think I would go for, this is actually really hard. I would go for the Pink Fizz, the Chocolate Vice, because I feel like that's very different to the others, and the original chocolate bar. If I was going to pick three only, these would be the ones that I pick. And I know that the Naked one isn't in there, but that's because I think that stands alone on itself. But if I was going to choose three for the collection, the original chocolate bar, the Chocolate Vice for sure, and the Pink Fizz, which, although, you know, it's very, very different, doesn't stand alone on its own, it has some very unique colours in there. So that's that. Thank you so much for watching. Please let me know what you think of the chocolate bar palettes, if you've got them, which ones are your favourites, which ones you don't have and now you want because I've shown you them. And I will be doing looks with them all the time. I'm always going to have a look with the chocolate bar palettes. They're the ones that I think, because they're so aesthetically pleasing in terms of the packaging, yes, they're slightly bulky, they're quite heavy as well, but because they feel good and they look good, they're the ones that I'm drawn to out of all of my palettes. I know which one I'm going to reach for. I know exactly what I'm going to get as well, which I really like, and I just love them. So that's it. Thank you very much for watching. Comment down below if you've enjoyed this video. Give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. Take care, guys.